We're going to hear from our last opening speech setting the scene for our conference, and I'm delighted to welcome two women who've been a driving force behind Endorse. We have Hilde Hardeman, Director General of the Publications Office of the European Union, and Veronica Gaffey, Director General for Informatics at the European Commission. So ladies, I will hand over the floor to you.
Hello and welcome. We are excited to have you with us today at the European Data Conference on Reference Data and Semantics, in short, Endorse. I'm delighted to welcome you, together with my colleague Veronica Gaffey, on behalf of our colleagues at the EU Publications Office, Interoperable Europe and the Digital Europe programme. After the success of our first Endorse conference 2 years ago, we felt the time had come to get together again and continue our reflection and exchange. And so, here we are. We have a lot to discuss. Every day, public administrations and enterprises hold more data, and we need to make the most of this. For that, we need to think and work together. That's why we are here together today. Are we fully aware of all opportunities and challenges? How can we make data sharing cost-effective and fast and keep intervention and risk to a minimum? How can we make access easier and better? And how can we use data to deliver better services for citizens, businesses, for our democracy, economy, society? Now, these are questions we face in the European Union and in organizations across the globe. In my organization, we curate and publish open data from EU institutions and European countries. We build data spaces and bring together data from various sources. We try to do so in ways that make it easy for users and reusers to find and reuse data. To do so, we need reference data and semantic technologies. These are our key tools. They make interoperability work. And interoperability, that is really what the European project is about. Take, for example, EU law. EU law affects our lives in many ways, from the quality of our food to our freedom to travel. And EU law and national law are closely intertwined. For this to work, legal concepts and terms must be consistent across languages and jurisdictions. The entire corpus of law that applies in the EU must be findable and readable across language barriers, seamlessly navigable, allowing both humans and machines to interact with it. Such a digital European legal space can only function if all use the same concepts and terms, if all use coherent reference data. And we work to ensure exactly that, building data spaces and creating, managing and maintaining reference data. In the context of the semantic web, reference data provides structure and meaning to the vast amount of information available. They help to build a web of data that can be easily understood and processed by computers. E-medicine, e-commerce, community applications such as smart cities parking. These are just a few examples that help to make everyone's life better. Semantic interoperability creates immense opportunities. Veronica and her team work on this every day. Veronica, over to you.
The European Single Market celebrates its 30th anniversary this year. While during the past decades there have been significant achievements, the emergence of digital technologies has created new opportunities and new barriers, so we need interoperability to remove these barriers. Our latest proposal for a regulation, the Interoperable Europe Act, comes at the right time. It aims to assist public administrations in member states as well as European institutions, bodies and agencies to develop digital public services that are interoperable by design. The Act is an important addition to the suite of legislation strengthening the single market. The Act will reinforce the public sector interoperability in the EU at all levels, at the legal, organisational, technical and of course also semantical level. So what do we actually mean with semantic interoperability? You could look at semantics as a form of data diplomacy, negotiating consensus and achieving a handshake between stakeholders. A concrete example: semantic and environmental experts are working together on mechanisms to share and exploit data from the energy system of electric cars to monitor their environmental impact. Without a consensus on a harmonised model for the type of data to be collected and sent out by a battery, we cannot pool the data from different car manufacturers, nor can we exploit it efficiently. Our collaboration with the Publications Office on high-value datasets is another important example. We will be using a harmonised standard to publish these datasets so that both humans and machines can make the most of this strategic data. We are committed to continue to invest in such projects. The Interoperable Europe Action under Digital Europe supports concrete implementation of cross-border, cross-sector interoperability in Europe by facilitating these handshakes between data providers and consumers. This effort, as highlighted during the CEMIC 2022 conference, is particularly relevant for the upcoming data spaces. These are decentralised ecosystems that allow Europe to unlock the value of data across sectors. What we do in this multifaceted context is to play the role of convener, bringing together the various stakeholders and experts. This facilitates sharing knowledge on existing work and to identify blind spots and then to work together towards semantic harmonisation. An example of this is the joint work on the development and maintenance of the data model driving the public procurement data space. Looking to the future, I would like to highlight that the Interoperable Europe Act foresees that its board will label certain reusable solutions as Interoperable Europe solutions. I'm convinced that some of the tools which you will present at the Endorse conference will make this list. This is why this conference is important to help us prepare and successfully implement the Interoperable Europe Act. I wish you all a very fruitful and inspiring event. Your work is important and we need your ongoing support to make Europe work better digitally. Hilde, I'm handing the floor back to you.
Thank you, Veronica. Now to conclude, let me take you through the programme. Today, we will explore the web of data and see its impact in our daily lives. Tomorrow, we focus on reference data and semantic technologies with special attention for data quality. And on our final conference day, we will make a deep dive into semantic interoperability and standards. Our Endorse Exchange platform is there for you to join the Endorse community of practice on reference data and semantic solutions. We can make the most of all opportunities in front of us by sharing, learning and thinking together. That is what Endorse is about. And now, enjoy the conference. Thank you all for being here. As Veronica said, your work is important. Let's shape the future together.
Well, thank you very much to the Directors General for setting out our agenda for us.